everyone, welcome back to my channel, Oak House Journal. Carol here. A big hi and hello to my current subscribers, and a very warm welcome to my new subscribers that have joined me since the last video that I posted. I hope you enjoy my creative efforts and the videos that I share. As always, I welcome any comments or questions that you might have. Just leave them in the comments section down below, or alternatively feel free to drop me an email. Sorry, I've still got my plaster on, my ladybug plaster, so excuse that. It will be coming off in a couple of days, but it's still a little bit messy to show on camera, so excuse that. So anyway, enough of that. I just wanted to share with you today a journal that I've literally just finished. It's another mini trifold journal, and it's on a botanical stroke butterfly theme. This one isn't for sale. It was originally a reserved order for Angela Kerr, but as I love Angela's work, and I'm sure any of you who watch her tutorials and her videos and have seen her journals, you will be exactly the same. You will love her work and the inspiration that she shares. So because I'm so in awe of Angela's work, I asked Angela if she would consider doing a journal swap with me rather than buying the journal that she'd asked me to make for her. And being the fabulous and really lovely lady that she is, she said yes. So as you can imagine, I'm super stoked, as I think you say in America. I'm literally over the moon, chuffed to little mint balls. And as everybody knows, I will now be stalking my postman, Steve, looking out for Angela's journal to arrive over the next couple of months. That will be a fabulous treat for me. So I'm only really mentioning this because I do have a couple of ladies who've been patiently waiting for their own reserve orders, and I didn't want them, or you if you're watching, I didn't want you to think that I had been distracted from getting on with your journals by doing swaps. So Angela's reserved order was next in the list, and we've just converted it to a swap. So I am on with my last few reserved orders, so they will be coming out to you very shortly. So let's get on, and I'll show you the journal that I've made for Angela. As I say, botanical and butterfly themed. She's wrapped in this pale pink chiffon sari silk ribbon, which I've dyed myself, so I'm quite pleased how that has turned out, and there's a nice generous length of it. It is very fine fluffy stuff. I've put a couple of little tiny snowdrop charms on the ribbon. These were a pair of earrings that I had, and I've been saving them for a while to use on my journals. So let's take the ribbon off and you can have a better look at the cover. As always, these journals are of the same size. They're 4 inches in width by about 6 inches in height. Whoops, still haven't unravelled all the, as you can see, I've put loads and loads on here, but Angela, it is still shedding a few threads, so sorry about that. There you go, there you can see the little charm now that's on the front, and here's the fussy cutting. I've just done the same as usual, collage various vintage papers all over the cover, bit of matte paper there, and then on the back some more collaging. And then if I just move that out of the way, let's go inside. As always, a little chunky monkey. So that's the image in the front, and I've tried to take this page across from the first page to the cover. I've collaged the pockets. I'm just going to try and go through this quickly because you will have seen plenty of these little mini trifolds. That's just a very simple card for the front and side cover, some vintage papers, French stamps and book pages. So that goes in the first pocket, front pocket. Then this is what the back looks like. If I take that out, you can see I've followed through again with the same image and one to tie in on the back there as well. And again, collaging on those pockets. And then this is the tag or journaling card that goes in the back pocket. And this is one of those envelopes. I've got a tutorial on how I made these. I'll try and remember to put the link down below for you. You just open it up like so, and there's a decoupage, napkin decoupaged over a library card. Again, simple collaging on the back, and some blue chiffon sari silk there. This is just a little pressed flower on the front. These are really forgiving because they scrunch up nicely and they don't mind being flattened in the back of journals, which is great. And that just wraps round, and as you can see, I've just done a little bit of punching of some of the papers to make a heart and sandwich my vintage French linen thread. There's collaging on the back. And as you can see, there is a pocket there. Nothing in this pocket, Angela. And that goes in the back. Okay, let's get into the journal itself. I tried to make it as pretty as I could for Angela. If you've seen Angela's work, she does beautifully colour coordinated work, so I've tried my best to do that. Love this image on the front and how delicate it was, so I've left it and I've just edged with some butterfly lace. And let me just refresh my computer. There we go. This is a big side pocket and the lace is inside. This is a library card that I've put a silver letter A on and a little glass bead on there, and then that's the reverse of the card. Okay. And that goes in that big side pocket there. And then I've done some fussy cutting on this side, down the side of the page. Over the page is a Vellum Pocket. More fussy cutting here with a Janet Marsh image. And I've just put in some very fine tea-stained paper there. I was going to put in a big tag, but with it being a Vellum Pocket and this being quite detailed, it was detracting from it. So I've just left it with a little bit of plain paper inside. Here I've done some layering up of tea-stained paper, a sticker, some book page behind it, and some dyed vellum with a few loose threads. Sorry, I can't get my words out. Botanical image there. This flips out and we have a pocket here. Nothing in it because she was getting so full, Angela. I'm sorry. So there are a couple of pockets that are empty. A journaling spot here that that's been stitched around. Here's a lace pocket and I've put in a lovely piece of G Pure French lace. And then this is a tag that I've made using some Florentine paper, some lace down the side, an image card, and just stitched around the tag. And then on the back are details about various butterflies. So that goes in that pocket. The next page, these are fussy cut images. So we have a corner tuck down there at the bottom with a butterfly on, and again another one here. And this is the tag, which I've tied with some crochet cotton, a little bit of lace at the top, That's my image, Tracy Fox label at the bottom, and it's an old computer card with some vintage document just glued to the back for interest. The next page, this is piano roll paper, which I've doubled over. The next page, using some of this dyed chiffon sari ribbon, I've made a ruffle down this side and done a little bit of collaging in the bottom corner. If I can lift that up and show you. So there's some vintage lace and a little bow and a little image. Some printed vellum. This is antique papery digi collection. I think it was the Nagasaki collection, and I've just printed it out onto some vellum. Here's a vellum belly band on this side, and this is a vintage document that I put in here. So that just tucks inside the belly band like so. Corner tuck here with some fussy cutting and a little butterfly, and in this pocket I've decorated a glassine envelope, and I'll hold that up to the camera for you. There are a couple of French flashcards in there, and the words are especially for you, Angela. And then there's a vintage book page from a butterfly book. Here I've got vintage clog receipt that I've glued down some butterflies and just put some little tiny half pearls in the centre. Over the page, this is a little notepad. It does open up. Again, I've used some of the sari silk. This moves up and down, and each of the pages has a botanical or floral image on it. But in the back there is, in the back there is a ticket, and what I've done is I've looped the sari silk through the back of the ticket, which is acting a bit like a belly band, if you can see my finger going through it. There we go. Can you just see it poking through there? As you can see, I've threaded the chiffon ribbon through that. So if you don't want the ribbon on the notebook, it will stay shut without. If you don't want it on the notebook, then you can take it off and use it for whatever you want. And you could pop something behind this ticket in the back here and have it like a little secret journaling spot. Some fine, this is photo protection paper. There's a book image here with one of those little lace corner tabs that I've done a video on that I couldn't resist using in Angela's journal. And this one has got two tiny, if I can get them in focus there, two tiny dusky pink little pearls. And then over the page, just some numbers on the reverse of the tab. A collaging spot here with some tea stained paper stitched round, just some layering, some more layering here on this grid paper, and a little bit of a lace collage at the bottom, and again with a coiler safety pin, same as I've used up here in the tabs, but this time I've just made a little tassel for that page. I'll just get you back. I'm probably going to try bringing the camera down a little bit, see if that helps, saves me having to lift it up all the time. So, and I'll do my best to keep it in focus for you. Or in shot rather. Right, over the page there's a corner tuck spot there, and this is the tag that I've made for that pocket, or that tuck spot, and that's the reverse. Okay, that just tucks in there. Observe a book page here with some stitching and collaging. Same on the reverse here, and then a journaling page here again with some more edge collaging. Same again here. I'm not so sure about this page. I really did struggle with it. I kind of walked myself into a corner with it by using this piece of ephemera. So if I lift this piece of fabric up and then just catch that corner and pull it down, it is a bank receipt dating back to 1908 for $200, I think that is. Yeah, $200. So I wanted to use this piece of ephemera, but the colours weren't quite right, so I did struggle with it. I just seemed to have this massive expanse of pink. So I'm sorry, Angela, I'm not quite comfortable with this page, but I hope it isn't too bad for you. And then underneath I've done some more collaging and stamping, and there's a vintage stamp there from Rome, I think it is. Over the page, that's a strip of Amity Bloom. Can't remember the name of those now. I think they might have been called floral tickets or something like that. I'll try and remember the name and put it in the description down below. Sorry, I should have been better prepared for the video. Another journaling spot there. Over the page, a flip out with another image on the back, and again this is a top pocket. I'll put some of my French ledger paper in these pockets, Angela. They won't take much bulk, I'm afraid, so doing another tag or a card, I think you'll find we won't be able to shut this little journal. So if I put some of the French vintage ledger paper in there, that's so fine. It's lovely to use for collaging, so that's not going to take up much room, and at least you have something in your pockets rather than just empty pockets. This is some vintage lace down this flap here, and it opens up, and I've got a butterfly image there, and as you can see there is some fussy cutting down the side. And I've tried to mimic it on this side here with some more of the same image, and it's backed onto vintage 1984, I think it was, Bismarck German book page. Over the page, this is, I call these my Rachel pockets. You'll have seen I quite often do them in the centre of my journals. So it is a double pocket on both sides. So this is the tag in that pocket, so you've got room to collage on the back. Then in this is just vellum down the bottom there. This is a flip up journaling spot with more collaging and book page on the back. In this front pocket, I've just collaged on the back of this one. And then in this back pocket, another journaling spot with a little image, hand stamped image on the back. So all yellow theme to try and marry in with that little yellow primula there. And they all slot back in those pockets, like so. 5-hole pamphlet stitch down the centre, butterfly image there, side pocket here, so that's the journaling spot or journaling card, and that's the collaging on the back. And as you can see, there's a tiny little dusky pink pearl and a flat pearl that's just dangling off that, and that just goes in that pocket. On this side, whoops, that's coming out of his pocket. I've just done 2 scalloped half circles, top and bottom, and slotted behind another card, so that just goes in there like so. And then on this side, this is just a piece of vellum with a Japanese piece of calligraphy on. And then this is just collaged and stitched. A little bit of paper there, book page paper, to make a little corner tuck spot. This is a vintage receipt, and I love this. I just couldn't resist including it in. Can you see that punching? It's absolutely lovely. If I just, can you see there? Isn't that beautiful? And so this is a genuine vintage receipt dating back to, if I can find a date on it. Oh, here. So 29th of the 7th, 12. So it could be 1912. I doubt if it's 2012, but and then I've put a stamp, laid a stamp on some onion skin paper, and then done some stamping with some distress ink. And then underneath, just a little bit of collaging with vintage papers, more stamps and stickers. There's a little pocket here. There. Sorry, I'm in frame there. So there's a little pocket there with a card in. Some more layering up here. Oh, that's gone right in now. I'll get that out later. Tucked away behind here is another card. And I've collaged on the back, and that just tucks in out of sight there. Over the page, more collaging, and same again here on this Observer book page. And again here, this is just a little postcard with some roses on, as you can see. This is not vintage in the slightest. It's from a paper pad, but I just thought the colours went beautifully. And it's just held in place with one of the range of tiny paper clips and some lace at the side. This is a tag I've made with some little tags at the top, a little bit of daisy lace, more of the sari tied with pink crochet cotton, Tracy Fox label. And on the back I've put a vintage tea card in this pocket when I can get it out. Oops, doesn't want to come out. No, well, it'll come out in later on. It's just stuck in there for the time being. I think it's probably because my chubby mitts can't get in there more than it's glued in, but I will check that out before it goes out to Angela. A little bit of lace and vintage papers, mother of pearl buttons stitched through a tiny tab on this book page, and some stitching across the corner. And again here on this side, here's a top pocket with that card in. There we go. Just catching there slightly. God, I'm all fingers and thumbs today, aren't I? Another one of these side pockets that I like doing, and again using the vintage ephemera that I've got. I put one of the Amity Bloom images on, and these fold down, and then there's another piece here that folds down, and then there's a tiny little pocket here with a couple of little tickets in, so they just fit in that pocket there. And then these just fold back on themselves and fold down. And then up here we have a narrow, I call these bookmark tags. So corner eyelet there with one of those flat pearl beads, and then on the back I've just collaged it again and stitched it. And that just goes in that top pocket. Little collaging across the bottom here, some fussy cutting. Let me just move back into frame again for you, sorry. An eyelet at the top here with some more Amity Bloom of those little cards. And then that's a top tuck spot if you want to use it, Angela. If not, they're just decorative. Over the page here, I've done one of these corner flip ups. Love this image. I've laid up different laces at the bottom, done another one of these little corner snippets, and put a tiny little half, there we go, little half pearl in the centre, coilless paper clip at the safety pin at the side, with a couple of those tiny dusky pink pearls. And as I say, I've laid up a couple of layers there. And then this just flips up from the corner, gives you a big journaling spot. And on the back, I've just put the word plants on the back there. So here's the reverse of the vellum. So I've just stitched a card onto the flap, layered it up with some of the chiffon and the word noir. And on the back, let's move into frame again. On the back, you've got a pocket with a vintage Kodak slide, and I'm not sure that you're going to be able to see this. If I get it up to the camera. Nope. Maybe if I put it down there against the white. It's a tiny pink flower. No, you're not going to see it. Sorry about that, everybody. It's a tiny, tiny pink flower set in amongst some rocks. So it's probably an alpine of some sort. But I was just lucky enough to have one pink one in amongst my stash of these cards. So that sits in the pocket in the back there. And then there's another little tiny journaling card there. And a little bit of collaging there. Over the page we have here another ruffle with another one of those lace tabs, and this time I've put 2 pink glass beads. If I just move that up, pink glass beads there. Some collaging here on the corner of the page, and a French word on the back of the lace tab. This is a vellum bag that I've decorated with some lace, some green sari, some eyelash trim, some more lace, fussy cut image and the word soiree, and another card there, and 2 more flash cards in the back pocket. There we go. I quite like the words on those, Angela, so I hope you find them amusing. Over the page we have, this is a Chinese book page. We have one of the little flip up, flip outs that I do. And again, I've just laid up some lace in the corner. Inside, I've done some fussy cutting of some briar roses, made a little journaling spot by stitching in some tea-stained paper. So that just closes down there, and it is magnetised. Side pocket here. This is the journaling card that's in it. Just some vintage French hand script on the back, and that slots in there behind the lace. Over the page, a long flap with some butterflies on, and then here I have a bookmark made into a floating pocket. So there's some lace trim at the top there, some little dangles there, pictures of a briar rose, and a little bit of vintage book page tucked in the back there, Tracy Fox label. And then inside the flap there is another little card, and this is a little secret pocket, so you could put something in there if you wanted to, just made out of a book page, and then some Japanese calligraphy card stitched on the front, and that just slots in that flap there. And then the bookmark, the paper clip rather, just clips over that, dangles on the outside, and then it closes up and holds it in place. journaling spot here with a little bit of collaging at the bottom. Shut that up. Here I've got a lace pocket with edged with some botanical book page, double observer book page, and I've just done some fussy cutting inside on the tea stained paper that it's lined with, and as you can see I've stitched round it. So that just sits in that pocket there. Over the page is another pocket edged with some of the butterfly lace trim, and this is the tag that goes in that pocket, which is botanical book page, vintage stamp, tea card, a little bit of lace, silver charm, and that's the back with some more collaging. And that just goes in that pocket there. And then this is another corner pocket with a vintage card in, and it says greetings to my friend. You'll have to excuse that it says birthday wishes Angela, but that's the main bit, greetings to my friend. So I thought that was quite lovely. This is hand painted, and I just thought it was beautiful when I came across that, and it's addressed to Mary, and it was on her birthday from Mr. and Mrs. Walmsley. So that was a lovely card that they sent her. So that just tucks in the back pocket, and I just thought that the soft dusty pink picked up the colour of that plant there. And if I hadn't chopped this off, I would have known what that plant was called, but I don't. And then this is the last page. As you can see, a beautiful briar rose. And that's the journal. So I hope you like her, Angela. I will put those additional pieces of French ledger in those two outstanding pockets. Oh, look at this, the sun's come out. So I will put those pieces in those pockets for you, Angela. But as you can see, she's chunky. So I was a little bit worried that I wouldn't get her closed if I made any more tags to go inside her. As you can see, I'm struggling to close her as it is. But she does close, and the cover is a little bit stiff as always at the moment. They do settle down and soften up a little bit with use, but you've got plenty of this lovely chiffon sari silk to tie it up with. So there we go, everybody. I hope you like my latest journal. Thank you so much, as always, for bearing with me as I fumbled my way through it. And Angela, I hope you like your journal. And as soon as I go out to do my weekly shop at the supermarket, they have a post office there, and I will pop her in the post to you. So thanks, everybody. Stay well, stay safe, and take care. Bye bye now.